Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. 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 When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's Planetary Pooja on Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. We are about to do an in-depth Planetary Pooja using the chart of now based on my current location in the state of New Mexico. My name is Swamini Valli. I'm very happy to be hosting this program Monday through Friday on this channel. Dr. Pillai has explained that the planets and stars have a divine light being associated with all of them. In doing the puja, we are connecting with those light beings and inviting their positive blessings to flow into our lives and also into our world. To do the puja, I'm using a South Indian style layout of the chart. I've drawn the chart in chalk on a little blackboard that's laying flat on a side table. Also, to do the puja, I have some water, a lit tea light, a stick of incense, a little raisin, a bell, and a bowl of fresh flower petals. To start the puja, I take the water and I sprinkle it on all four sides of the little blackboard chart to purify the space for the puja. I sprinkle a few drops of water on top of myself to symbolically purify me. And I send a few drops of water out into space towards all of you to symbolically purify everyone before we start the puja. Now we begin by invoking Ganesha, the archetype who can remove obstacles and also is a patron of astrology. Om Shring Gang, Om Shring Gang, Om Shring Gang. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja, and I ask him to remove all obstacles in the lives of all the participants in the physical, mental, emotional, financial, and spiritual areas of your life. I ask him to remove obstacles for all of us, now and always, and I thank him for his help with this. Now, we are going to honor the time elements that are active in my local area today, starting with the planet that rules the day. Today is Tuesday, which is ruled by Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Actually, there's a Tamil chant I like to do first, a Tamil chant that asks all of the planets to be beneficial towards us. So I'm going to pause for a moment and do that chant first. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atyar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atyar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atyar Arvarku Mikave. We ask all of the planets to be beneficial today towards us and towards our world. We thank Saint Gnanasamudra for teaching this chant, and we are grateful to Dr. Pillai for sharing it with us. Now I honor the planet that rules the day, which is Mars, and put flower petals on him on the blackboard chart. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the star that the moon is in. The moment the moon is in a star called Ardra, a star symbolized as a teardrop of compassion. Om Ardraye Namaha. Om Ardraye Namaha. Om Ardraye Namaha. Next, we honor the Tithi, or the moon phase. Right now in my area, the moon is in the 8th waxing moon phase, called Ashtami in Sanskrit. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Ashtami Devye Namaha. Om Ashtami Devye Namaha. Om Ashtami Devye Namaha. Now we honor the planet ruling the hour. At this moment in my area, that's the sun. I put flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we're going to acknowledge the yoga and the Karana time elements. Dr. Pillai said for these, we would not use flower petals. We would say their names in Sanskrit 3 times each. The yoga that's active right now is one called Saubhagya, which has energies of good fortune. Saubhagya, Saubhagya, Saubhagya. And the Karana that's active right now is one called Vishti, which has energies that are inefficient. Vishti, Vishti, Vishti. Now we turn our attention to the chart of the moment. At the moment, the ascendant is in the sign of Misha, or Aries, and we start with honoring the planet that rules the ascendant sign, and in this case right now, that's Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now, within the ascendant, today we have Rahu, we have Venus, and Uranus. We start with honoring Rahu for being in the ascendant. I put the flower petals on him. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Rahu is in a star called Ashwini, a star that has a tremendous amount of healing energy. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Ashwini Namaha. Om Ashwini Namaha. Om Ashwini Namaha. Now we honor the Ashwini Kumaras, the archetypes who rule Ashwini star. They are said to be horse-headed twins, and they have also tremendous healing energy. They are sometimes called the physicians to the gods. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Ashwini Kumarsye Namaha. Om Ashwini Kumarsye Namaha. Om Ashwini Kumarsye Namaha. Ashwini star is ruled by Ketu. I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Now, Venus and Uranus are both in the same star, so we will honor both those planets before we invoke the star. I start with us honoring Venus, and put flower petals on him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Next, we honor Uranus for being in Aries. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Venus and Uranus are both in a star called Bharani, a star that has a tremendous amount of divine feminine Shakti or power or energy. I put the flower petals across both Venus and Uranus. Om Bharanihe Namaha. Om Bharanihe Namaha. Om Bharanihe Namaha. Now we honor the archetype that rules Bharani's star, which is Yama. He's an archetype of justice. I put the flower petals across both Venus and Uranus. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Bharani's star is ruled by Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha or Aries, a fire sign with very active energies, today containing Rahu, a planet that can help us to make friends with new technologies, and Venus, planet of happiness and joy and beauty and material plane comforts and enjoyment of the arts, and Uranus, a planet that Dr. Pillai says can help with success in life, higher intelligence, and also astrology. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Mithuna or Gemini, which today contains Mars and the moon. Both Mars and the moon are in the same star, so we will honor both of them before we invoke the star. I start with Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Next, we honor the moon for being in Gemini. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Both Mars and the moon are in a star called Ardra, a star symbolized as a teardrop of compassion. I put the flower petals across both Mars and the moon. Om Ardraye Namaha. Om Ardraye Namaha. Om Ardraye Namaha. Now we honor the archetype that rules Ardra star, which is Rudra, a fierce form of Shiva who comes to destroy negativities. I put the flower petals across Mars and the moon. Om Ardraye Namaha. Om Ardraye Namaha. Om Ardraye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Ardra star, which is Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Gemini, which is Mercury. I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Matuna or Gemini, a zodiac sign that has a great range of energies, today containing Mars, a planet that is both a healer and a protector, and the moon, which is our mind and our emotions. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Tula or Libra, which today contains Ketu. We honor Ketu. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu is in a star called Swati, a star symbolized as young shoots of plants blowing in the wind. I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Swati star is ruled by Hanuman, archetype who rules the air and the wind element, and also is the father of Hanuman. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Swati star is ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Libra, which is Venus. I put flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a zodiac sign that has energies for balance, fairness, harmony, today containing Ketu, who is sometimes called the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Makara or Capricorn, which today contains Pluto. We honor Pluto. I put flower petals on him. Om Krum Kruntankaiha Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaiha Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaiha Namaha. Pluto is in a star called Uttara Ashada, a star that Dr. Pillai says gives energy for long-lasting success. Om Uttara Shadahe Namaha. Om Uttara Shadahe Namaha. Om Uttara Shadahe Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas, 10 archetypes who each embody a unique, divine, universal principle. We ask for blessings from all 10 of them, and I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Visvadevasyes Namaha. Om Visvadevasyes Namaha. Om Visvadevasyes Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a zodiac sign that can activate ancient past life skills and abilities, today containing Pluto, a planet that can help with rationality and science. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Kumbha or Aquarius, which today contains Saturn. We honor Saturn, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Saturn is in a star called Satyabhisha, a star symbolized as an empty circle, a star that has the nickname of 100 physicians because it has so much healing energy and also can give interest in esoteric subjects. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Satyabhishaye Namaha. Om Satyabhishaye Namaha. Om Satyabhishaye Namaha. Satyabhisha's star is ruled by Varuna, the archetype who rules the rains and the oceans. Om Varunaye Namaha. Om Varunaye Namaha. Om Varunaye Namaha. Satyabhisha's star is ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now, we honor the planet that rules Aquarius, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kumbha or Aquarius, the most humanitarian of all the zodiac signs, today containing Saturn, a planet of patience and compassion. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Meena or Pisces, which today contains Neptune and the Sun and Mercury and Jupiter. We start with honoring Neptune, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Neptune is in a star called Purvabhadrapada, a star that Dr. Pillai says can give blessings towards enlightenment and charity and purification. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Purvabhadrapada's star is ruled by Aja Ekapada, an archetype who can help us to experience deeper levels of stillness and forgiveness. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purvabhadrapada's star is ruled by Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now, we honor the sun for being in Pisces. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. The sun is in a star called Uttarabhadrapada, a star that helps, according to Dr. Pillai, with business development. We ask for blessings from this star, and I put the flower petals on top of the sun. Om Uttarabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttarabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttarabhadrapadaye Namaha. Uttarabhadrapada's star is ruled by Ayurbundia, an archetype who can help to guard treasures and valuables. Om Ayurbundiaye Namaha. Om Ayurbundiaye Namaha. Om Ayurbundiaye Namaha. Uttarabhadrapada's star is ruled by Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Mercury and Jupiter are in the same star, so we will honor both of those planets before we invoke the star. I start with honoring Mercury first. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Next, we honor Jupiter for being in Pisces. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Both Mercury and Jupiter are in a star called Revati, a star that can give blessings to help with wealth and also with travel. Om Revatiye Namaha. Om Revatiye Namaha. Om Revatiye Namaha. Revati's star is ruled by Pushan, an archetype that can help take care of animals and people who take care of animals, and also can help take care of travelers. Om Pushanye Namaha. Om Pushanye Namaha. Om Pushanye Namaha. Revati's star is ruled by Mercury. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Pisces, which is Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Meena, or Pisces, the most transcendental and metaphysical of all the zodiac signs, today containing Neptune, a planet that Dr. Pillai says can help with our intuition and help us to understand our own inner life. And the sun, which is our soul, and also a planet so important for our health and our self-esteem. And Mercury, planet of communication and business, and can help us with our own sense of humor. And Jupiter, an optimistic planet, a planet that can help with everything related to spirituality, and also can help with wealth and everything related to banking and legal matters. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now I take a lit tea light and I hold it above the blackboard that has the chart drawn in chalk and the many piles of flower petals. And in the air, I circle it around the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction, offering the element of light to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked. Next, I take a lit incense stick and I circle that above the chart in a clockwise direction 3 times, offering the element of air and also a sweet fragrance. Next, I take a bell and offer the element of sound. Now I take a little raisin, and this is a small fruit representing the earth element, and I circle this above the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction. And later in the day, I will eat the raisin as a piece of prasad or blessed food. Now I make prayer hands, and I make sincere prayer to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked, asking them for their positive blessings to flow into our lives and also into the lives of our families, our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues, our homes, our workplaces, our schools, our communities, our countries, and indeed the entire world. May everyone on this planet have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, a safe place to live, good clothes to wear, access to health care, good education, sustainable jobs, clean air to breathe. May everyone on this planet have love in their life, now and always. I pray for enlightened leaders, enlightened citizens, enlightened laws, enlightened countries, and entire enlightened civilizations. I ask for blessings for all of my teachers, past, present, and to come. And I ask for blessings for all of my students, past, present, and to come. And I make a bow. You can continue to make your own prayers in silence for a minute, and then we have time to do a short Q&A period. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment. Peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our evening in peace. Thank you all so much for joining us. I truly appreciate your participation and your support. If you have questions, you're welcome to post them in the chat, and I will do my best to try to answer them. Barbara is saying, you mentioned Uttarashada star is ruled by 10 Visvadevas and ruled by the sun. Correct. Each star is ruled by an archetype, And for Uttarashada, the archetype is the 10 Visvadevas. And each star is also ruled by a planet. And the planet that rules Uttarashada star is the sun. So the reason there's two rulers is they each have two types of rulers. Each star has an archetype. And so, for example, with Ashwini star, it was the Ashwini Kumaras, the horse-headed twins. With Bharani, it was Yama, the archetype of justice. And each star also has a planetary ruler. And so with Ashwini star, that was Ketu. And with Bharani star, that was Venus. So when Dr. Pillai taught this form of puja to myself and Raja Malloy, Mina's brother, many years ago, this was the structure that he gave us for doing the puja, would be to invoke the planet, invoke the star it's in, the archetype that rules the star, the planet that rules the star, in that order. So that's why we do this. So I hope that that clarifies it for you. I have assumed that most of you have been coming to the puja before, but I guess I do sometimes need to make explanation for new people about the order that things are happening in. But it's just, that's why there's two rulers. Sometimes they call the archetype ruler an overlord, but I just am using the word ruler. I think it's a simpler word in English for us to understand. So I hope that clarifies it for you, Barbara. It was a good question. It was a good question. Okay, not seeing any other questions in the chat. I am doing a free Fire Lab on the Pillai Center practice channel on Thursday in honor of Rama Navami, the classical Rama's birthday. And this will be in the morning. It will be at 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, which would be 10 a.m. for me here in New Mexico. So that will be on Thursday, and it's a free public Fire Lab. Everyone is welcome to come, and hopefully some of you will be able to attend that as well on Thursday. So just a little plug for that. Barbara is saying, thank you for clarification, much appreciated and illuminating. In the ancient Vedas, the ancient scriptures, the first mention of the celestial objects is the sun, the moon, and then the stars. The other planets don't come into the scriptures until later. So these stars were very important to the ancients, and they could, understand their qualities and were teaching us about their qualities, etc. So the stars are very important. And I think this is a feature that is different from Western astrology, that they don't necessarily go into these teachings about the stars. So this is why we spend time with the stars, their rulers, and their archetypes. Francisco is saying, love for everyone. I need a miracle today. We ask for Francisco to receive a miracle of some kind today, a miracle. Sometimes when we're in need of something, it helps for us to pause for a moment and be grateful for everything that we actually do have. You have connection to the internet. You have your fingers to do the typing of the statement. You have air to breathe. We have many, many things that we don't necessarily take the time to enumerate and appreciate. And part of our purpose as humans is to express appreciation and gratitude. That's part of what we're here for, to express gratitude and appreciation to each other, to the sun, to the earth itself, to many, many things throughout the day. And as we express gratitude, it clears out negative energies, because it's impossible to be angry and grateful at the same time, for example. And then it also helps open a wider connection for light to flow into us. So when we need a miracle, sometimes it helps to also just stop for a moment and give gratitude for the blessings that we do have, because we do have many, many blessings going on that we aren't always taking the time to pause and appreciate. So that's just a suggestion. One time I had a teacher that said to write down on 3 separate pieces of paper. On one paper, 108 things that I was grateful to have, 108 things I was grateful to do, 108 things I was grateful to be. And it took me a while to fill all that out, but it does really stretch your mind and your appreciation and your observational skills to do an exercise like that. So that's also just a simple suggestion. Okay, we're holding everyone in the light, including Francisco today. Beautiful. Not seeing any other questions right now, so I will go ahead, and I want to always be respectful to your time. So I'll go ahead and close out the live stream for today. Namaste. The light in me truly honors the light in all of you. May light encompass all. Francisco's saying thanks for the love and good advice. I love the concept and we'll do it with love. Beautiful. I'm glad that helped.